I genuinely don't know what I could have done there. I feel like I got unlucky. The problem was the first 7 cards of my stack were blue, and like there was no other way I could have done it. Like that's just what I drew. I drew blues and I drew Dreacts, and I chose to try to start my stack a few cards down.
Yeah, let's have a watch. Let's have a watch.
Yeah.
So yeah, looked like a bit of a rough one, for sure.
So,
At least from my side.
obviously, I could have made the decision to just pitch the tome turn 0, right?
Wait, yeah, why didn't we?
And because I said it was because in my head I was like, okay, it's turn 0. If I tome, I will probably draw into another good arsenal target. So I'll just start digging here, right? Because this turn digs minimum 6, and so I value the digging 6 over pitching the tome.
Okay, so your points that you made are kind of good. Like I don't mind trying to do it for Arsenal, but not for stacking is the problem. I think there's a difference because obviously you always want an Arsenal every single turn against tempo matchups because we're threatening combo every turn. But that same kind of bluff behavior where you just have an Arsenal and your opponent has to respect Wildfire doesn't count in stacking. And it's especially more so against brutes because we have to show them off the bat if we're stacking or not when we present Bodge.
Yep.
Like alarms should ring in their head like, okay, he's stacking, I'm not blocking anything. I gotta kill him fast, go, go, go. And so like that's what I did this game. And so yeah.
Gotcha.
So the only good arsenals really are tomes or Dreacts. So you need to like get pretty lucky to draw into those, right? Because it's 7 and then 5 because minus this one. So what's that? 13, 12? 12.
Yep.
You got 2 draws out of 56 to see hopefully 1 of 12 cards. It's like very low chances as opposed to just taking a guaranteed play of being able to start your stack essentially with tome blue blue, which is already like a nice guarantee to have a nice run to the game. But I want to say all that. So like your mindset should be stack first because of all those reasons. But then my next point is going to be, so like how you brought up what you wanted to do could become the correct play, but we need info first because I think you played the tome first, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. So
Yeah.
I should have pitched a KANO first. Okay.
Yeah, always, because and this is like true for both styles of KANO, so Kindle or if you're doing the stacking plan, KANO first, because if you KANO into a Dreact, that's what you want to draw anyway. But if you draw first and you draw blues and then KANO into Dreact, now it's just like way worse.
Well, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
and that's what ended up happening. I just pitched 4 cards and did nothing.
And that's true for the regular as well. Like when you're playing regular KANO, always blind flip, even if you have a tome banished. Blind flip first, because if you see a Kindle, you can draw into it and play through a brick Kindle, which is like very powerful. That's such a good thing that we can play through bricks now. Because and then it happens exactly like this. So I'm already calling bullshit on what you were saying before. I'm calling.
I think that was the 3rd card down. Yeah. So I would have had all 3. I would have pitched the 3 blues in my hand, and then the 3rd card would have been the Dreact, and then I would have been able to tome to draw the D.
Yeah, tome if you want. I think I'd still pitch it and just be happy that I'm drawing a Dreact is the thing. So I'd like pitch and like see how. I think this is the big difference. So like why you were saying that stuff just before about like how there was nothing you could do. This is the difference because if you just KANO here and you can banish blues, it gets it out of the way.
100%.
Yeah. So we're in full control of everything here.
This turn I had control over, but I don't know how much going forward was. Like obviously I made decisions and I think I played the best I could with the hands I saw after this one. I just don't know how much I had in terms of like agency. I could be wrong.
Yeah, you want to take a bet? Should we take a bet?
No, like I said, I could be wrong. There's a reason I'm doing coaching and not giving the coaching.
All good. No, I'm just playing around anyway. But yeah, I always say I think that's always wrong. We always have the agency.
Okay.
But how you saying the next hands are pretty unfortunate. So we have to keep in mind going forward already from the get-go of this game. That's how like bad this mistake is, because this turn actually sets you up for your next multiple turns to just spiral downwards. I don't know why I went up. Should be going down like this. Like, yeah, it all stems from this turn, because right now we should have 2 blues with a tome going to our stack and like drawing into a blue to begin our stack. So it should be blue, tome, blue, blue, drawing into a sink, banish 2 blues out of the way, so we're ramped towards through our deck a little bit as well. And this blue is very good because we can just draw into it, draw into 61, and it's nice to guarantee some blues when you don't have rags to switch reds into blues. So it's actually a good thing, as opposed to if you have rags. I don't like having that extra blue there, but it's fine. And then, so yeah, we get punished. We see the sink on top. The game starts bugging out. And then you just pitch the rest of them, which I love this, because you don't mind setting up 4 blues. But you Arsenal a prog. Why'd you Arsenal a prog?
Because in the event that I need to clear it out of my arsenal, it's very easy to go, here's a 0 cost, put a card in my arsenal, and then if I have Crucible, if I have Tunic available for Crucible, I can very easily just Tunic, Crucible, Prognosticate, and then I maybe get a card out of your hand because you don't want me to opt, and then I arsenal the D-React or whatever. And it also threatens a D-React, which obviously I didn't have, and you just played right through it anyway, but it does threaten that, and it does affect how people approach sequencing their turn.
Yeah, I definitely thought you had a D-React with the way that you played your turn. So yeah, I don't mind the point, but there's a smart, I'm gonna say slight, this is probably a major min-max. I think there's just another guaranteed line we can take, as opposed to hoping that this faking of the thing bluffs him. I understand, I actually like your line a little bit here though, like of arsenaling the prog, because of the low risk. The low risk is actually like appealing to me a bit. So the only risk, because you will always be able to clear this prog, and so you want to arsenal it and shoot it in like on your next main phase so that you don't have to stack it, right?
Yep.
But I think stacking it is not a problem right now, because we have not just 1 blue, we have 2 blues that are actually not bad in stack, which is your blue Aether Flare and your blue Emeritus.
And the blue. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So we can still be just drawing into the 4 at the start, and then either have Emeritus Scalding or blue Flare at the start. And then not only that, this just gives you more agency when they're blues to start, because you could still just instead draw into these as well if you want to stack like 5 spells in a row. And so you know, okay, I can't have KANO into 7 spells in a row, because that's just too many resources before we can blow them up. Like, we need to be able to cast our spells as well. So I think, yeah, this is why it's like a little bit weird, because I was about to say, if all of these blues were literally nothing, I guess that is a possibility. So say all of these blues are literally not Voltic Bolt, Emeritus Scalding, Aether Flare, or Gaze are the main ones. If they're non-blues, then I love your play actually. But I think, yeah.
Gotcha. And the way I was looking at it was like, I didn't want to arsenal, not arsenal, I didn't want to stack the prog, and it was just like, it was such a low opportunity cost that I said, fuck it.
Okay, but yeah. So we know the little inherent risk. I actually, yeah, like I was saying, I like your play, going for this play. But yeah, I wouldn't do it personally just because of these blues. Point out because they're pseudo combo pieces, and you need to be able to maximize even these small little things, because against KO, yeah, it's one of the harder stack matchups, as you definitely just felt there. And so, yep, Arsenal this. So pretty rewarded that we don't draw another AP blocker kind of thingy.
Yep.
But no stackable cards. I guess you could technically sink the Scalding, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, and then this is my turn here, so it's just for 9. I love your early bodge block. Yeah, that was bugging out again, wasn't it? So just block the bodge, because I like having it like prepped, primed, ready to go as soon as they play the second Bloodrush. So yeah, and we can recognize from their pitch that maybe there's not a claw coming up, especially if they do pulping first. Like, why wouldn't they go claw first if they did it this way? Unless like they draw into the blue or something. But yeah, you could take some gambles on maybe there's no follow-up here. Let's see how we block. But you block here and the sink.
And I think I opted to not sink a card because there wasn't really like value.
So you do sink.
I did sink. Never mind.
Oh good, okay.
Yep. And I was rewarded for that sink heavily.
Yeah.
Because that's the first part of my stack.
I'm gonna pause you though on that. Because I don't think we sink there. I really want to Arsenal this thing.
Block rate?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I'd rather just lose one extra life to be able to set up the sink into a deck that's already showing me that they run pulpings. Because that's like one of our major ways that we're able to like completely shut them down. And then also you really want to get that real value out of sink. So sinking a blue is fake value, obviously, because you're gonna have to it like adds one to the deck count, but it's not a real one because you're gonna have to redraw into it or like find a way to dig through it.
Yep.
It is just nice to have the blues at the start because of blah blah blah. So it's a little bit less valuable than we want. There's also this big thing here that we could be setting up to get a lot more value. And yeah, our plan should still be to be playing this, right? The prog on our turn. That's what we do on our turn.
Yep.
Because yeah.
No, actually, I didn't want to just clear the arsenal, which maybe I should have done.
You absolutely should. Yeah. So the correct play from here, like, is getting this into arsenal to be able to shut down these pulpings, like the next couple pulpings.
Okay.
Yeah, like 1,000,000%, and then hopefully, well not hopefully, I think it would even work out here. Your prog actually just like works out here because you can just go Crucible prog off the bat. If they block, you're happy. If they don't block, you're happy. You get to chip them a little bit. Your opt is gonna, I know it's result based, but in this case you actually see a combo piece that you want to bottom, and so you just bottom that ASAP. And then you're gonna have like these weird bricks here, but that's what would make me lean into. Yeah, I'd lean into trying my best to arsenal the Cindering for the combo. Because Cindering will clear these 3 blues. Because right now, you're at 4 blues right now. Then it could be
at 5.
blazing.
Yeah,
you sink this, but I wouldn't.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that puts me at 5. Yeah. So your line, I would have been at 4 blues.
Yeah. This is where I would be right now. I'd be 1 less life, but I'd have a sink and arsenal, so you get that life back like later on in the game. It's like a fake lost life. I'm doing quotation marks with my fingers. And then you go from there, and then you can like sink. These can just be like any spells, blah blah blah, and then you're cruising.
Okay.
I think it's a little bit of a better start.
Yeah.
And we can move on to this, because we go here. Why don't we clear this prog? What was going to be your reasoning?
Just to threaten having, just like make you think that I had a card in there that I cared about. Maybe like a tome or something. And I guess that doesn't make sense. As soon as I pitch my whole hand away, like it's guaranteed not a tome. It's just like it's a random card.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, as soon as you didn't sink on the first thing, on this pulping, I expect if you have sink, because you would always just go like sink and then block.
Yep.
But like maybe not. If you have the second Dreact, you just put that in there. So I was assuming that I thought you were 5-heading me by like saving your sink there and like doing this stuff. I was like, oh, what's happening over here? But yeah, watching this back. Because like that was a power turn. Even though it doesn't look like it wasn't very powerful, but that's one of the blood rushes. So yeah, there's not many turns that they can actually leak over you, besides like Wild Ride double blue red card, and then the thingies. But it's a lot of RNG. They have like no real agency even on their own deck. But yeah, so here I just jam this. I was fully expecting a Dreact.
Yeah, 100%.
I haven't. I have the agility thing in my hand, so I was like fine with it if you did have it, but you didn't, which is a major win from me, and it's also a very, very, very big downside from your side because we should have the sync there.
Yep.
So yeah, like this is one of those games where I'd already like stopped the review. These mistakes, these mistakes like have fully.
I don't know that there's a lot beyond this.
Yeah, we'll watch it to the end, but like, it's just like how drastic these are, and there's not going to be like many points of improvement going forward because like how we're going to fix these future mistakes is like just fixing this stuff that we're doing.
Is not making the big ones at the start. Yeah, 100%.
But we'll see if there's any like small little habits that we can like min-max on. So block 3, block 3, block 3, right? And then, okay, so that all happens. Yeah, we could min-max those blocks a little bit. I might actually take note of that one. It's not a bad point, actually. Yep. And then here comes a big double blood rush.
with the beast within. I was like, okay, here we go.
And so we got 15 block, which is nice.
block. I was very happy with block 15.
So big claw, and then I do the intim for 10.
Yeah.
So banishing the flare is actually ideal. Flare or blazing.
Yes, I wanted you to banish the blazing because then I can just pitch the blazing and prog.
This is a nail in the coffin on yourself. You just nailed yourself in the coffin with this one.
Okay.
So, yeah, why are we shooting this? Again, we can just pitch this to prog, right? And then just shoot.
Yeah, I don't know. I was prioritizing having the arsenal. That's the.
Yeah, that's the biggest
I don't know. That's. Yeah, I guess in my head for some reason I was like, I need to have an arsenal. I need to like threaten things from my arsenal, but it just doesn't make sense for the way the matchup plays out.
Yeah, for any stack matchup.
Okay. Yeah.
The only things you want to arsenal are like, and you don't even like lean heavy into it, are these tomes, but like Dreacts you really want to arsenal and just sit on the Dreact forever. But yeah, tomes as well if it's against brute. So like I like him into brute because I'd like to. And we just got punished for using our tunic. Because a really clean play when you draw another tome and like you're in these types of situations and they have a power turn is just like go tunic striders, do this, draw 2. Ramp, you get the +2, which is like essentially +2 life. When you do 2 deck count, we talked about that in the last session, and then you just actually block 6, so it's block +8. Get your +8, you don't need your striders. We should already be in the mindset that we're playing for Cindering Foresight, going into our arsenal, leading into the combo turn anyway. So like you definitely don't need these. You can for sure defensive striders here. And yeah, we're just down so much life because we didn't arsenal that sync as well. Now this comes, and again we need to AP our energy pot here. Okay. Don't like not blocking this either. This is crazy to me.
I think again it was just I'm guaranteed to get my block value on the next attack, on the next set of attacks. So
no, you just didn't block with tome.
Okay.
At all is what I'm saying.
My plan was play tome actually.
Yeah.
Or no, maybe it was pitch tome here. I don't remember.
Like here we don't have the luxury of saying no blocks on this turn, especially because this is already a no block.
Yep.
So like the biggest factor, like that's the big mindset to take from this one actually, is probably the difference. Every time I draw Epot, I block everything else.
Okay.
Yeah, because the Epot costs life to play. And so like if you think of the game holistically, what things cost life, right? E-pots will cost life, because instead of block 12, we're only blocking 9. So if your opponent keeps rolling, they're going to leak damage. Also on their power turns, they're going to leak damage. So it's like 2 times the leak damage. And then also for your high priority stack targets, if you can't use sinks or fates to get them to the bottom, you have to leak damage. And so like that's why I got such a high priority on the sinks, because it like alleviates one of those threats. It alleviates 2 of them because it like shuts down power turns as well, being able to block 16 on one of their power turns. And then like, yeah, keeping your life total high to be able to establish all your E-pots and such. So yeah, just need to block everything when you see E-pot. Then go here. Because I know it doesn't look like much difference, but it feels like a lot from the opposite side when it's like when you're on 10 here rather than 8.
Yeah, it's a pretty big difference.
Ah, yeah, and we're not playing this E-pot.
Well, I already had the 2. I already had 2 E-pots established, so I wasn't worried about the 3rd one.
I would be. So you need.
Okay.
Yeah, you need 5 E-pots / tomes in your
Plus
stack.
Tomes. Yep.
Yeah, we have 0 tomes, I should say.
Yeah.
So if we don't play this, you need to stack all 3 tomes. This would be your first, or like, but instead we're even playing it. So like, we're doing worst possible choice, I think.
Okay.
If your plan was to stack this and play this, and then you're at 4 out of this 5, then it's like, then I can see the vision. It's really tough, but I can see the vision. Yeah, I just think the least risky line is just block 2 there, try keep your life total high, hope that your KO opponent bricks at least like once or twice or something, and then yeah, this is the biggest punish. This not being fucking gone right now. So you can Arsenal this, not IP. Just as, and like everything is just like from the turn 0, 1, 2. Just spiraled from here, didn't it? I guess here you get to clear it. Let's just lock the ego into that, and now you have to stack these random.
And like I said, I had the 1 up so that I could Stormies out the prog if I needed to. Obviously that's not ideal, but it does solve the problem that I created for myself.
It doesn't. It like makes the whole game way harder.
If I Stormies the prog out of my arsenal?
Yeah, hell yeah. Because you're going to need to defensive Storm Striders to reach stack, like for sure, is like how I'm seeing it.
Yep.
But we ruined that when we did the Tunic. We also, yeah, this should have just been gone. We should never be in the mindset that this would fix my mistake. It should be in the mindset that I made a mistake here. Next game, I'm going to completely eradicate that. Because that's how you get to like the actual bottom of the matchups. And like actually learn matchups deeply. Because I think the biggest difference, I'm in the middle of making another tips video on YouTube, and like one of the biggest tips on there, which might like help with this, is like the game is 60 cards versus 60 cards. But like people only play like their 5 to this 5. Whereas like, yeah, you need to be understanding what exactly is left in all 60 of your cards and like how you're meant to utilize them, and like play in a way that, okay, if I draw it next turn, I can do this, so I should play it like in this way kind of thing. And so like this is like one of those types of examples is what I'm saying. So like I don't want to be stridering the prog because I want to be stridering the tome, because I know there's still 1 left in the deck, and I know I'm going to need it for that little defensive value to be able to get to my thing. I know I can get away with it because I already want to Arsenal Cinder in Foresight. Like I'm already playing with 60 cards in my mind from turn 1. As soon as you bottom 4 blues. But yeah. So this is not bad. Then we do a fate on this, so we survive a little bit. And that's our first tome stacked, so 2 E-pots, 1 tome. But we're on 4. 2 Dreacts is nice.
I also haven't seen a single wildfire.
There's one.
There's my first wildfire.
There's one.
Which, like, obviously makes the game more difficult. I'm not, using it to excuse my poor choices. It's just like, I was definitely a little despair at this point.
Yeah, it's just, we played our way into a spot that seemed Late Wildfires as bad, and that's what all the lines that I choose, and like all these risk averse types of plays that I want to do, or take all the guaranteed lines, the guaranteed health, trying to set up Dreacts to be able to get the max amount of value, like blockwise, shut down opponent's turns, etc., etc. All of that is to alleviate the factor that you might draw your wildfires in the last, like they're in the last 50, like 10 cards.
Yep. Which they were.
Because you would just be on so much more life, you'd be healthier, you have like, you'd actually be on like 16 right now if you did the Dreact on that pulping on turn 1. And then like you block all these other ones a little bit more efficiently. Like being on 16 and then you see your first wildfire turn 7, doesn't the game just look so much nicer? Like, now I'll take 6, fuck it, so I can finally put this wildfire in there because we play it properly and like just play solid. And then go here. Pretty tough spot there. Yeah, I don't mind putting this into the arsenal, but I think again, like just when you're in these types of situations, because even when you play solid, sometimes you can end up in this type of situation where it's like really dire. You should be in the mindset that I need some things to get a little bit lucky for me, right? And so like with that in mind, I think I would just sink this and bottom this. It's a yellow under your tome, which is like pretty shit, but it's better than a red. And so like if it's a yellow blue, you're still +1 resource on this tome for your combo turn. Okay. So it's not the end of the world. It's like you can play through that. And you'll save an extra life, which is pretty important when you're sub 5, because every chip matters. Okay. And then it also plays into the chance that maybe we can high roll a little bit. Maybe we draw into another combo piece. Maybe you could even draw into a blue, right? If you draw into a blue, like sink this, draw into a blue, you can put it under the tome. Maybe you stack that as well. And then maybe it's starting to look pretty nice. And also, the high roll is just like you sink and then you draw another Dreact. Yep. And then then you're actually like, hell yeah, maybe there's a chance. But yeah, we definitely need to look for the Desperado plays here. Yeah, we need to stop using Tunic like this as well, is the biggest thing. We no more do this. Just cut that out.
100%.
Yeah, because Tunic, for KO and Labaya, I literally just see it as a Strider's activation on my tome. Tome equals block 6 plus 2 life. Okay. Or plus 2 deck count. Yeah. So try to do it just for that and just set up your Dreacts like this. So you do have a Dreact, but yeah, the chip damage is starting to poke its head in. Okay, wait, so we could have a sink in our arsenal. Let's see. So, yeah, I guess we have to. So really good notion. Is that what that probably isn't the word. But so if they swing for 7 with go again, and you have like a Dreact here, so you actually get more value.
I realized that too late. I wasn't paying attention to the might token. Is what it was.
No, I'm not even talking about the might token. So you can get essentially 5 block out of this by turning this 2 block into a 3 block by sinking. Okay. But you have to do it early in the chain. The problem is if they play another pulping, you just die, but you might just be at that point anyway. And
is there merit to, because I have the 2 Dreacts, is there merit to blocking both from hand, sinking the tome?
Oh, wait, yeah, for sure. That's actually 100% the play. Yeah. I don't even know why I skipped over this one. But yeah, 100%. So you want to sink this tome into a 3 block. Probably put the red there, I guess. And then you'll still have 6 block plus 10 here. So you're covered for pretty much almost everything. You'll take 0. You'll be able to block through in the claw. They do swing big. At the end, you'll take 0 if you block Tunic. Yeah, this one's just inefficient blocking. Get to KANO here, which is not bad. But yeah, we're on 1. Very dire situation.
And I just banished the spindle there to get 1 card deeper. I knew I wasn't going to be able to play it.
Yeah, absolutely. I will literally banish even the combo pieces if I'm missing them in my stack. It's like,
just again, to get 1 card deeper.
Yeah, it's again that concept of like, we have 60 cards, right? We have 3 wildfire, 3 blazing, all of these. If there's one in my stack and like 2 unknown, and like I see 1 on top from a random blind flip, I know there's 1 more left in my deck. So yeah, +1 to deck count. Get the fuck out. I'll just put really high prio on that other blazing once I get to it. Really, really high prio on it. Yeah. So you really want to lean into doing that. Again, we have one of the times you can try and turn this 2 block into a 3 block. Don't think it's gonna matter though. So you're alive somewhat. But yeah.
And then you send the pulping.
And then the pulping, yeah. So yeah, a lot of it. A lot of it all stemmed from that turn 1 decision.
Yep.
Turn 1 is here. Yeah, so get this sink into Arsenal. Don't ever Arsenal these random shitty blues. Or like try and make do with like what you have kind of thing. Try to squeeze the value out of your more valuable blues in your stacks kind of things. Stop using Tunic. Let's only use Tunic to Striders out Tome or Tunic for Oasis. Like only. And then, yeah. So let's try again.
Yeah, down for it.
Let's go. Yo, hope you enjoyed the video. Not only that you also could learn and take a couple points from it as well for yourself. But if you're interested in getting coaching, there's actually a sub tier over on my Patreon that gives you full access to all my coaching sessions, plus 1 free session per month that you stay on that tier. Also, I just released my ultimate KANO guide tier covering game plans for every hero and how to play them perfectly. It also includes additional guides in it like a Kindle cheat sheet, Juju Bean's Memory Palace article, and much more. With a one-time payment to the tier, I add your email to the share list so you can stay permanently updated with KANO for as long as I live. This guide was made for people that don't have the time or don't enjoy coaching as much as other people, as this guide just has everything that I teach in my sessions like the one that you just watched. But much love, we outie. Peace.